Welcome everyone to Capital Planet Investing. Here we're going to be looking over companies that follow an ESG model. That means they have to adhere to some guidelines in the ESG to be considered for investing. One of the reasons why we think this is important for investing is because of an article that came out about the French. In France, the government blocked a deal that was worth $7 billion of natural gas and called it too dirty. One of the reasons why we think ESG investing is important is I don't recall this ever happening for a reason of being too dirty, which means this is just the start of countries trying to look for companies that are eco-friendly, and that's really important. If this is just the start, then any company who is not doing this will be left behind. Another reason we think this is important, inside our country, we have plastic being banned in several states. We have legislation in many other states. In some states we haven't started it yet, but as you see, it's slowly filling out. Now this article is specifically talking about plastic bags and plastic straws, but once again, just like natural gas, it's the start. It's a wave of what companies are expected to do in the future, because even investing in yourself will become more expensive. And here's an article by the Wall Street Journal that proves that. The bond market is causing companies to save on interest from getting bonds that are eco-friendly. That's a big deal. So any company who is not doing that will naturally pay a slightly higher premium for their bonds because they are not eco-friendly. There's a huge demand for this in the sense of even investors. If you go on and read the article, you'll see that it is much higher of a demand today than it was 10 years ago. And once again, we just see this moving along and becoming a big thing, not only from a company's own investments point of view, but in the investment of millennials and the next generation. They want to see companies change that way. I will link the articles below, so if anybody wants to check them out and read them yourselves, you're more than welcome to do so. But once again, we are doing this because we want companies to follow the ESG model. Something else we want to do on this channel is we want to track a portfolio that invests solely into these companies over the next year. What we're going to do with our stimulus check is we're going to invest it. This is how we're going to start the fund, and we plan to add $100 every single week to this portfolio. I just opened it up with my stimulus check. It was between me and my wife, so ours was a total of $1,200. I will have to transfer to make up for the weeks we missed, and so I will be putting in another $200 that you'll see later. And here is our portfolio. As you see, we are invested into several different companies. We have some big names in there like Starbucks and Disney and Apple, but we believe that all of these companies are the wave of the future, and we're going to do a deeper dive moving into these companies specifically over the next few videos on why they were added and why we think they adhere to the ESG model inside their companies and what they're doing today to improve that. Now, we understand not every company can adhere to every aspect of the ESG today. We want to see them trying to do it, and we don't want to see them just ignoring it altogether. If you are ignoring it, you will not be in our portfolio. I don't retire for another 30 years, and I want the companies I'm investing in to still be just as big, if not bigger, by the time I retire. Thanks everyone for checking out this channel and hearing what we have to say on this. Please remember that we are not financial advisors, that this portfolio is for your fun and entertainment. It's something to help you track and encourage you to hopefully do it too. Our goal at the end of the day in this channel is we really want to be a movement. We want to help people invest in companies that are forward thinking. We think that it's possible that they can also be profitable while doing that. We would like to be a resource for people to help find and look for companies like this. We realize it's not so easy right now. There's not a lot of options out there for you to track this stuff, but there are options and most people just don't know about it. The other thing is obviously we wanted to track our story, and that's important to us. We think it's important that you slowly add a little bit each week when you can. That's why our portfolio is starting with $1,200, and we're going to add $100 each week. So we want a portfolio that is achievable and something that anybody can do and track themselves and get into it. We will also be covering ETFs. We'll be covering different mutual funds and index funds that are also ESG minded and looking for the future. And so not just individual stocks. And then obviously, we hope that this encourages people and teaches them to manage their own money correctly, and that one day they can retire the way they hope to in their lifetime. Once again, guys, please like and subscribe if you want to follow us. And we hope everybody out there does their research. And please seek a professional financial advisor if you are going to get started, and make sure you understand the risks that are involved.